Welcome to the first episode of Danny Just Yaps. This is going to be kind of an experiment for me, right? So I want to have an outlet where I could just talk because I have a lot of stupid little ideas that I like to think about and annoy people about, even if they don't agree with me or even like the things that I like. I like to just talk. So I feel like I'm just gonna have this kind of outlet where I can post what I want to post when I want to post it about what I want to talk about. You know, that makes sense. Hopefully, some people like to listen. If they don't, that's fine. But it's just gonna be all over the place. Like this episode, I'm sure you can tell by the title, it's gonna be about Marvel. I love Marvel. I got Marvel tattoos. So the only tattoos I have are Marvel tattoos. I care about Marvel. Superhero nerd. But like in the future, I'm gonna talk about football. I'm gonna talk about basketball. Just gonna talk about whatever I want to talk about. It's fine. Love basketball. There's Kobe on my wall. There's Jerome Bettis on my wall. And then I kind of want this to be, I can talk about life. You know, stuff that's going on. I don't care. Whatever. I just have a little bit too much free time, so I'm gonna fill that with what I want to fill that with. But yeah, let's just get into it. I mean, y'all can tell by the title is I feel like the MCU has a little bit of an issue, which hot take, they have an issue. Um, but the hot take comes in where I feel like it's not too difficult to fix in the sense that they can take the story that they were trying to tell, flip it just a bit. Everybody knows the issues with Jonathan Majors and the legal drama. I'm not going to get into that. Um, MCU dropped him. That's that. Um, if he's guilty, deserved. If he's not guilty, sorry, man, but happened. Um, so the current rumors are that they're trying to recast Kang, keep doing that, or that they're going to go over to Doctor Doom. I love Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom's a cool villain. Doctor Doom deserves time in the sun. Um, I don't feel like there's enough time. I mean, obviously they can push stuff back, but I don't feel like at this current schedule that they're on, there's enough time to flip it to Doctor Doom in the sense that Doctor Doom is a Fantastic Four villain. Doctor Doom is a Kang level threat, not a Kang, Thanos level threat. Um, and he deserves his own build. I mean, you could say the same thing with Kang, which is fair. Kang is a Fantastic Four villain. He's literally a descendant of Reed Richards, but I feel like that was working well. And if they do just want to recast, I feel like the rumors of Coleman Domingo being Kang Prime would be awesome. I mean, you can play it off that Kang the Conqueror died and that Victor Timely died. You know what I mean? Like the Loki season 2 finale really put that into perspective where there's so many things, so many tangents that you can go off of. What I would do personally, my 21-year-old self, doesn't matter. Um, I would go with Kang. I would finish this out, but I would definitely introduce Doctor Doom. Even if it's just, background role, he shows up here and we tease it just a little bit. You can taste it. You could taste the Doctor Doom. Pause. What? Continuing. Um, but Coleman Domingo would be a great cast. Denzel Washington. It sounds silly. Denzel Washington being in a Marvel movie would be awesome. Would be absolutely awesome. Um, but if they don't want to go with Kang, they can really focus on reformulating and focusing on Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is an awesome villain. Absolute. They're going into they want to do Secret Wars. Secret Wars with Doctor Doom would be pretty freaking sick. But my issue is I don't feel like they're gonna reformulate the schedule enough to make that work. Which you gotta give proper time for Sir Victor Von Doom. I mean, you just do. Um, but where the title of this episode comes in, the MCU has a villain problem. The villain problem being, where are they? You know what I mean? Kang is up in the air. Doctor Doom hasn't been introduced yet. We have Kingpin. Awesome. Kingpin's a phenomenal villain. Kingpin's great. Um, But like, Thanos is dead. Killmonger is dead. Ultron is somewhere. I mean, dead, presumably, but he's not. But there's so many big villains to use that they're they kind of just got rid of. Iron Man never fought the Mandarin. That doesn't make any sense. Um, that just being a tangent of things that are wrong, where I feel like they can get things right, is just focusing on what Kevin Feige said, focusing on quality over quantity, which I feel like they've been trying to ride the hype machine after Endgame, which is just wrong. It's Endgame. You're not going to get that kind of hype on anything else. You're just not. It's the culmination of 20 some odd movies all into one, all blockbusters. Only one of two of them failed. Failed because whatever. Captain Marvel failed because people didn't like it, but it made $1 billion. And Thor the Dark World sucked. But regardless, you're not going to get that. I feel like they've been kind of steadily improving, um, moving past the TV shows after Loki and doing more of specials like Echo. Echo was amazing. I loved Echo. The storytelling in Echo is great. The final battle was a little corny of everybody getting the powers, but that's fine. You're gonna get a little corny. It's superheroes. It's meant for kids. It's supposed to be campy. That's the point. Um, but you really show they teased Kingpin being the mayor of New York, which will lead into the street level MCU of literally everybody versus Kingpin, which is awesome. Um, but you just really focus on the stories that you are trying to tell being cohesive, being done well, and being produced at a high enough rate where people will enjoy them. Um, let's take Thor: Love and Thunder for instance. Hyped up. He was the first superhero to get fourth movie in his installment, and now they're gonna make a fifth, and that's a big deal. That's a phenomenal deal. And then it comes out and it bombs, and nobody likes it because it's bad. It's bad because of the director, one, not taking it seriously, which is just a problem in itself, and that's why he's not going to be the director of Thor 5. Um, but also they the VFX were not great. I mean, who am I to judge VFX? I have no experience. I just spent an hour and a half making a logo and thumbnail and a channel banner. You know what I mean? Like, so who am I? But as compared to previous things and things after, it just didn't look the best. The story wasn't the best. I'm sure they cut God Butcher stuff that would have made it better, but it felt like a cheap way out of the movie. You know what I mean? The ending, I love the ending. The little girl being Love and Thunder with Thor being Thunder. That's cool. That's cute. That's corny. I love it. Whatever. But going past that, I feel like the Marvels bombed at the box office, but I loved it. It was a great movie. It bombed because of the specific subsection of superhero fans that don't like things attached to women, which is gross, but it exists. And ugh. But there is that subsection of fans that just don't want to see things succeed when there's women headlining. Just be a superhero fan. Just go like your superheroes. Because that was a good movie. I can't wait. February 7th, it comes out on Disney Plus, and I'm gonna watch it again. Probably like 4 times because it's really good. The musical scene I loved. I'm a theater nerd. I love my musicals, but that was cool. Like it shows that they can be creative and do things outside the box and see if they work or if they don't. The musical thing is not going to come back. They're not going to do it again because people didn't like it. But it was nice to see that they were trying things, which I feel like they need to try things when it comes to debuting a new face of the saga, villain wise. We haven't seen our Avengers together. We haven't. We went through a whole phase with no Avengers movie, which is a big deal. Like that is a huge deal. We didn't see our team up to take down a threat. How are we supposed to one even know who this team is? The casual fan cannot keep up. with everything. They're not going to go back and watch every Disney Plus show. They're not going to go back and watch every Black Widow or every, smaller budget movie or smaller hyped movie because they don't want to. They want to get that itch in the back of their brain of their superhero fix, and that's an Avengers movie. There's a reason that people aren't watching or coming to the theater because they don't see the build to something. You wanted to come out and give us 15 years of movie things. I'm obviously exaggerating, but still, you wanted to come out and give us 5 years of a movie series where you tell us this whole story is going to happen and then it doesn't. People aren't going to trust you. Stop hyping up movies to 5 years out. Don't. You can say, like, hey, we have plans for XYZ. We'll see. And then here are the movies for the next 2 years. Because the next 2 years, you can pretty much, that's going to happen in those 2 years, whether the dates are a little off or whatever. That's going to happen. I'm off on a tangent. Again, I forget what I was talking about. But my point being, I feel like if things go right, if they take their time, because now the actors strike is over, and hopefully there's not a VFX one because they can just pay their people correctly. They should be able to make great movies year in, year out. This year is going to be an example where I feel very strongly that Deadpool 3 is going to be awesome. Big Hugh Jackman fan. I said it before, I'm a theater nerd. So one, love Hugh Jackman, love Ryan Reynolds. I'm a man. I love Ryan Reynolds. But I'm trying to stay away from leaks for that movie just because I feel like leaks ruin hype. I mean, Spider-Man No Way Home. One, phenomenal movie. You can hate on it all you want. It was great. Miles Morales tattoo right here, and I'm gonna get more. But Spider-Man No Way Home was a great movie, and it was almost killed by the hype machine because everybody leaked Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire being in the movie. You didn't need to leak that. You could have, it was rumored because Doc Ock and because of Norman Osborn, and obviously there's a good chance, but don't people scavenging at the shoot and taking pictures and posting them online, that ruins movies, man. That ruins it. Especially for people that really care. Like, I'm on Twitter. I go through Twitter. I don't want to see all these leaks. I want to see news, but not leaks, if that makes sense. I want to see, oh, the director said this, the producer said that. The actor said this. I don't want to see, hey, here's a set photo of XYZ in Deadpool 3. You know what I mean? But this is the Deadpool 3 is the only movie coming out this year for the MCU. There should never be 4 movies coming out in a year for the MCU. It's a superhero franchise. The superhero will sell the movie. Your franchise doesn't have to sell the movie. It can be a part of it. Obviously, you want to intertwine the stories? Intertwine the stories. That's great. That's cool. That's grand. But you don't need to base it off of how does this connect to the MCU? People love Deadpool. It's gonna connect to the MCU. Let that be that. Let that be that. It'll get there. It will get there. And um the future's bright. I feel like a majority of people feel like it's on a down slope right now, but I don't think it is. I think we hit a lull because of, post Endgame, COVID, and some pretty bad movies coming out. But I mean, look at other other companies, for example. I'm a wrestling fan. WWE was in a down. Geez, my video quality just got really bad. Audio listeners, that doesn't matter for you, but for me, that matters because I can see myself. Um, WWE was down for however many years, and they're on the up and up again because it's fun to watch. It's gonna be the same thing, like you're gonna go through down spells after high highs and really high highs in Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. High highs. The next stuff is not gonna be as big. It's unfortunate, but it's true. That's my little Marvel rant. Um, if you agree, disagree, want to have a little conversation, my Twitter is gonna be the best place to reach me. It's gonna be in the comments. It's gonna be in the podcast description. It's on my channel header. at DJ Gulix. Like, it's fine. If you want to hear me talk about something else, go there. It's gonna be the best place to reach me. My Instagram's gonna be there, my TikTok's gonna be there, but I don't know how often I'm gonna post on those. Probably not often at all, actually. But whatever. Um, Getting into a little bit later portion, I want this to feel like a safe space where, you know, if y'all need help, each other in the comments. But like for me, I just like to talk. I like to talk out my emotions. I like to talk about my feelings. Um, so I feel like I should end every episode with a little mental health update, little check. Um, right now I'm doing okay. You know, I haven't always been the best. I haven't always been in the best space mentally. I've been low. Um, Especially this past week, I got like really bad news that an old friend of mine unfortunately um passed away. I feel like that's the best way to put it. Um, and we didn't end on great terms. We did not. But at the end of the day, I have love for the kid. And that really hurt. Like getting that phone call that like, hey, let's stop messing around for a second because it was a buddy of mine and we always joke around. But like getting that phone call and him saying, hey, listen, he passed away was not easy, you know. He's been on my mind a lot before that. Like for about like the week before that. I kind of just wanted to text him and say, hey, like, you know, things happened, no hard feelings. I got love for you. That's all. We're adults. Because this was 4 years ago when we stopped being friends. But like it was um it was a very rough week for me mentally, but talking it over with some friends, mutual friends and some, Lord above, um, made it a little bit easier. Just a little bit, not a lot. It's never gonna be easy to think about. It's never gonna be easy to talk about. But I really hope he's in a better place mentally now, spiritually, physically. I hope he's okay. And that's all. Um, but if you guys need to talk about anything, hopefully you guys got each other's back in the comments. I'll be reading the comments if there's any. Um, yeah, and that's really gonna be it for this first episode. It's not gonna be long. This was probably about like 20 minutes, if that. I don't I don't have a script. That's gonna be this thing. I'm not gonna have a script for this. This is just gonna be me having an idea, talking it out, putting it out there, and seeing if people agree, disagree, even watch. Doesn't really all matter to me. But I just like having my collection of thoughts. That's what this is gonna be. This is gonna be my collection of thoughts. I'll probably upload again towards the end of the week. This is recorded on the 23rd. It'll probably go up a little bit later today. Um, but yeah, I like talking football. I like talking basketball. Um, Real quick, the football games this week were awesome. The divisional round, I enjoyed every game. I am a Steelers fan, obviously. The shirt, the Jerome Bettis. There's more stuff over there. I enjoyed watching the Bills lose. I did. I love Josh Allen, but we lost to them, and it hurt losing to them, and I wanted to watch them lose, and they lost, so that was cool. Um, but let's go Lions. Rooting for y'all to win the Super Bowl, so please do. All right. If y'all are still here, thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you're on a podcast platform, rate me 5 stars, pretty please, with a cherry on top. That would be amazing. And yeah, that's that. Hopefully you guys have a great day, and I will be back with some more later. Deuces.